Yanthony Football League Fantasy. Fantasy Football League Yanthony. Week 1. Hello, and a very warm welcome to Yanthony Fantasy Football League Game Week 5, Episode 4. See, I'm getting the hang of it now. So someone got their first win last week. Yes, I did it. I managed to sizzle out the Sizzlers with my first win. Very chuffed. So I'm lying in a great 9th place at the moment. Looking at here though, Kelvin is still looking for his first win. So this week I thought I would do my first roving report and look for some inspiration out there in the league. So this week's Yanthony Fantasy Football League Roving Report is dedicated to you, Kelvin, all the way over there in Malaysia. See, Arsenal, they've had a terrible season and their manager, Arsene Wenger, seems to convince everyone that they're having a great one. So you can do it, son. Come on, bring the power of Arsenal back over there to Malaysia and beat Norman Conquerors for game week 5. See, Kelvin, we're all rooting for you here down in London town. So beat those Norman Conquerors this week and get your first win. Come on, son. So back to interviews. I've got another dual management ship on the interview stage today. Two Noble Klinsmann. But before I go into the interview, I just wanted to note something very strange. Halfway through, something wasn't ringing true with me, and only when I played back the interview did I realise that they were using a lot of musical numbers in their responses. So this week, let's see what musical number count you can get from listening to their interview. Answers in next week's show. So this week on Yanthony Fantasy Football League, I'm very pleased to have the company of the dual managementship of two Noble Klinsmann, Kieran and Lucy. You might hear the crowd in the background during this interview as well. But let's get on with it. Guys, thank you very much for coming onto the show, and describe the start to your season so far.
Well, I don't think I'm on my own if I say we've been very unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Yeah, very, very unlucky. If you look at the overall point score, you can see that we're actually doing pretty well. It's just the kind of head-to-head format that means the scores mean nothing.
I think it's like our opponent each week has had one of their best weeks.
Yeah. But actually, if you look at our average score, we'd be about 4th in the table, only a couple of points off first.
Nearly winning,
Winners. Exactly. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's a real shame that this league isn't then based on average score. So getting into it then, explain how dual management has been working for you two.
It works pretty well, doesn't it?
Yes, no, very well.
No.
Look, I'm sure we've all got the kind of bad memory of Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier's ill-fated time at Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool. But I think we've got a very, very different dynamic to those two.
We share responsibility.
And a bed. But no, there isn't really like a master of the house and an assistant. There isn't. No, there isn't. We jointly make the decisions, don't we? Unless one of us is busy. Like the other, what?
So I'm sometimes busy.
Well, yeah, we both, like the other morning, I opened the curtains. No, Saturday morning we had to do the team, but I opened it. Wow, what a beautiful morning. We're going to have to go for a walk with Alana. You set the captain. All I ask of you is to check the fixtures before you pick the captain this week. Make sure they're playing someone they're going to score a lot of points against, because last week we got it wrong.
And I did.
You did,
got it
and
a bit
it helped. Well, it was all right.
So picking the captains seems to be a real theme for you two and trying to get the right one. So have there been any big or many disagreements?
No. Oh, no, we did, didn't we? We disagreed.
Massive one.
Yeah.
Big.
About whether Matic should be in the team or not. Because I said he's a great player. He's a great player. But what did you say? Alana disagrees.
I don't think he is a good player.
Well,
I think he's done and dusted.
No,
he's had his time.
You were more specific than that. In all fairness to you, you said that you didn't think he was a very good fantasy football league player.
No, he's not.
He wouldn't get the scores.
No, and he didn't.
And we did. We argued, didn't we? We argued.
Oh, it went day and night. We argued.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was like the last night of the world.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
But we sorted it. over a glass of Prosecco.
And an arm wrestle. So it was all good.
Apparently the best way to resolve any disagreements out there, to all the young lovers listening to the show. So rumour has it that you're at loggerheads with the club's transfer policy. Just go into that a little bit more.
Look, we don't want to talk about off-the-field matters as it's not really our
They're
job.
asking us to bloody defy gravity with their... It's ridiculous. They're ridiculous policies.
Yeah, well, look, I think that's probably all we should say about that.
Bollocks to them.
So a tough stance then you're taking on that, Lucy. So how do you see your season planning out after such a slow start?
Tough question.
Look,
Past the point of no return, I think, when it comes to team selection and tactics.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can make the one substitution a week, can't we? And we've got our wild card to use, but I believe that we can turn this around. Go on a bit of a winning streak.
Yes.
It's all about momentum. Just need to shift ours in the right direction.
Second gear.
Up into fifth.
Sixth.
If we've got it, if the engine can take it.
Well, can the engine take it is the question, because you favour a more defensive style of play, and fans have been calling out for a more expressive playing style. How would you directly answer your fans?
Well, look, we tried to pick a lot of the stars of
last season's.
Yeah, the
hoping
fans.
that they do the same, replicate it, but
yeah, and it just so happened that many of the big scorers were defenders, and we thought it would be a good way to kind of score highly by using these popular players, so and please the fans. So we just ask for a bit of patience whilst we turn the performances into wins, because the performances have been good.
Yeah, crowd pleasers.
Well, they haven't been, but they will be.
So, laughing at your fans then, and requesting more patience and time. So then, in true fantasy football, final questions. Your thoughts on the season ahead?
At the end of the day, this is all just a bit of fun, isn't it? Yeah. And instead of thinking, why aren't we further up the table, we should just relax, enjoy it, spread the love. Don't you think? It's been a season of love. It's a lovely season.
Here. Dancing through life.
So it's just a bit of fun then. So we'll put that to the two noble Klinsmann's fanatical fan base, and see how you guys do on game week 5. Good luck, guys, and thank you very much for joining us here in the studio today. Answers to the musical number, of course, on next week's show. So thank you very much, guys, for doing that. Back to this week, game week 5. You have until 7 p.m. tonight to get your team in. So make sure you get your team in by 7 o'clock tonight, just to confirm that, and see if you can get your win on the board for game week 5. So from me, for now, wubba lubba dub dub. See, that was what Chris suggested, and I really like it. Wubba lubba dub dub. But only a couple of other people did it. Megs loved your suggestion as well. Stuart, yeah, great. He is busy at work, thank you. So comment down here how I should end, or I like wubba lubba dub dub. So let's see how I introduce the show each week. Just comment down there. So from me, from now, wubba lubba dub dub. Yanthony Football League Fantasy Football League Yanthony.
Bilbo Baggins.